Hello everyone, what a great morning! This is your coach again, and today is a very important topic all of you have to know. But first guys, let us have some fun! Okay, now on the screen you see three pictures, right? Okay, I have an 11-letter word right here that best describes those pictures. Now, guess what the word is? Let's begin. C, U, M, oh my gosh. A, E, getting familiar now? T, O. Alright, you're right guys, it's communicate. Alright, the word is communicate, and I know that this one is not an alien word to you anymore because you do this every day. You communicate to your friends, you communicate to your parents, you communicate to your teachers whenever you are here in school, or you sometimes communicate to strangers. Alright, but you know what? What do we know of communication? And how do we pull up an effective communication? Now guys, I know that there is an answer in your mind right now, so maybe you know what communication is already, so you may comment it down below and I will read that one later, okay? Alright, so let's begin. What is communication? Communication, guys, is a process. It's a procedure. It's a system that is going over and over again. It's a process of meaning making, exchanging of information, and sharing of ideas. And did you know, guys, that communication comes from the Latin word communicare, which means to share? Alright, so based from the information that you know on the screen, we know that communication is really vital in our day-to-day living. Communication is immeasurable in the world of business and in our personal lives. And today, guys, we will know its different elements that makes up an effective communication. Now, let's begin. Alright, before a communication happens, there is someone that will really start it up, okay? And that someone is called the sender. Okay, now the sender, of course, will conceptualize, will develop a concept on his or in his or her mind. And for that one, he will make it as a message. Okay, now this message will be delivered via channel and will be received by the receiver. And since there is a message, guys, it will always create a need for us to respond to it, for us to reply to it, and that one will be replied via feedback. Okay? Now, do you notice the receiver is now making a feedback, and this feedback is a message. That means to say that this receiver is now a sender, and this sender now sends a message, and then after that one, it will still be delivered via channel, and that one will reach to the receiver. Okay, so do you notice this man first is the sender, then this one is the receiver. Now, as the communication process goes along, they now exchange roles. This one becomes the sender and this one becomes now the receiver. Communication, guys, is a two-way process, okay? It's give and take. Alright, so now this makes a successful communication since the message is flowing and the communication goes on. But sometimes there are what we call impediments. There are barriers, there are interferences that blocks you from communicating, and those are called noise. Of course, in a particular communication process, guys, you should not also forget the context. The context serves as the situation. So based on the example given here, what do you think is its context or its situation? You know, like this man is having this, business attire. This woman too. And he is like asking, do you know Mr. Dajamark? And then this girl replies, good morning, I'm sorry, but I don't know him. So, alright, what do you think is the situation? Okay, I'll leave it up to you guys. Alright, and of course, aside from the context, there is an environment where the communication happens. So based again on the example given to you on the screen, where do you think this one happens? Okay? Alright. I know that you have something on your mind right now, so go guys, think of it. Okay, you know what? Again, to pull up that successful communication, all you have to do is to avoid this. the word noise. Okay, now guys, let's try to discover more about the noise. Okay, what do you think is noise? You may comment it down below again. But you know what? Noise is again the interference, the barrier. It's the impediment that blocks you from creating a successful free-flowing communication. But sometimes, guys, the noise really interferes. And there are 4 types of it. We have physical, semantic, psychological, and physiological noise. Let's begin with the physical. Physical is a noise that comes from the environment or the surrounding. Okay, for example, whenever you will talk to someone, then somebody shouts behind you, oh my god, that will disturb both of you. Okay, and it blocks you from, listening to what the person says because that one catches your attention. Okay, that is a physical noise. Or sometimes you may have really experienced this one. Whenever a teacher conducts a class in the classroom and someone is like, turning their lawnmower outside the classroom, oh, that will disturb the class totally. That's one sample of a physical noise, okay? Next, semantic noise. Sometimes the noise comes from the message itself. You don't understand what the message is at all. Example, if I am going to ask you, what is the color of blind? Wait, let me digest. What is the color of blind? Oh, wait, is blind even a color? Or what do you mean by blind? Is this a blind person or what? See, the message is incomplete and you do not know what the message actually means with it. And also when I ask you, hey, have you seen the English teacher? Maybe you think of a teacher who teaches English, but what I actually mean is a teacher from England. See, we have a different interpretation and that creates a semantic noise. For that, as much as possible, provide a clear, concise, and correct message. Okay, next up, psychological. Now, sometimes the noise comes from our mind. If we are too stressed or if we are depressed, if we have problems that we are actually thinking, we cannot communicate properly. That blocks us from exchanging our ideas. As much as possible, guys, please liberate your minds first. Free it from any problems before you start communicating. Okay? Yes, please take care of your mental health too. Alright, last but not the least, we have the physiological noise or the noise that comes from our body. Oh my god. Example, if you're experiencing an extreme hunger right now, you cannot really communicate properly. You have to, again, attend first to this hunger, so eat before you talk. Okay, well, or sometimes, guys, if you've got a lot of bruises or like a big cut, oh my god, you cannot really communicate well. You have to attend to this one first, okay, before pulling up that communication. Now, these are the 4 types of noises. For you to be able to pull up a successful communication, you have to avoid the following, okay? Alright, that's a sweet reminder. Okay, now, let's talk about the channels. So how do the messages are being transmitted? Now, here are the transmitters of information, guys. Yeah, you may pause the screen. Alright, go, go, go. Pause, 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 and watch. We have visual, odal, olfactory, oral, and tactile channel. Okay. Now guys, please remember that communication is a process of meaning making, exchanging of information, and sharing of ideas. Sender, message, channel, receiver, feedback, noise, context, and environment are its elements. And noises can be physical, semantic, psychological, or physiological in nature. And last but not the least, there are 5 channels: visual, odal, olfactory, oral, and tactile. Alright. You know what? Communication makes the world smaller, but the idea is getting bigger and bigger. What's the beauty of it, guys? It settles conflicts. It creates relationship. It makes us productive. And it sparks a lot of ideas. So whatever you do, guys, communication is really important and it's vital. You should not forget it because communication is always the key. Thank you for listening in our class, guys. See you in my next video. Alright, bye for now.